Hey there folks, and welcome to this video. I'm going to keep this one brief. It's going to be one of my more one-take ones. The reason is, as you can hear, I'm not 100%. So let's quickly talk about the Bend Enduro in the Supercar series. Because, well, I enjoyed watching it. It was a lot of fun. There were a couple of different stories that came out of it. But also do bear in mind, if I'm missing out on stuff, it's because I've watched it today whilst I have been ill. So I'm not going to be hallucinating to the extent of an AI chatbot, but there will be some bits I don't necessarily pay as much attention to. However, it was an impressive run for Brody Kostecki and Todd Hazelwood in that number 38. That was a good run to the win there. Elsewhere, it was just, I guess it was a good run across the board for Ford, right? Because it was a Ford 1-2-3. You had Cam Waters and Winterbottom in second, and then you had Matt Payne and Garth Tander in third. One of the things I do like about this is a lot of these names that I see in the Supercar series are names that I recognise. And the reason why I like the fact that these names are names that I recognise is because it means to me that I can go, oh, this is something that feels a bit more kind of historic in that way. So, like, for example, with Mark Winterbottom or Fabian Coulthard or, if we go further down, Jamie Whincup, for example, Craig Lowndes. It's nice for me to be able to say, hey, I've seen what these people can do when they race. Because I've watched them racing now. And it makes me think, could we have something like that over here for the BTCC? I mean, it's less likely. The way that our weekends work for the BTCC is different to the Supercar series. Although we may sometimes have 2 or 3 races. They have 2 or 3 races pretty much every weekend. We have 3 races every weekend at the BTCC. And because touring cars are often more built for endurance races, in some ways it would make more sense. However, our facilities are not made in such a way in the BTCC to accommodate for it. Whereas in supercars, they're made to have mandatory pit stops in their sprint races. I would be interested to see what it would look like. I would. Maybe in the off-season we'll have a look at that over on the other channel, over on CSRE. But yeah, what else stood out for me was, well, 19th for the 88. I didn't really follow what ended up happening with them on the day because I think it was some kind of an issue because of the fact that they just dropped down and they were up at the front. Weren't they pole position even for the race? Still a healthy lead in the championship. Not that necessarily matters given the new postseason format. But it wasn't a great day for the Red Bull Ample squad anyways, because Will Brown and Scott Pye in the 1 were still, they were P4, but they probably would have wanted more than P4, weren't they? Much like Whincup and Feeney would have wanted more than 19th. But I'm going to wrap this up with a quick little thing about Superview, because I've talked about it a couple of times. I really enjoy Superview. It's a really nice platform to be able to have access to. But for some reason, despite the fact that I actually watched probably, I think it was about 10-15 laps of the race live on Superview. In a couple of weeks between the actual Bend 500 Enduro and me wanting to sit down and watch the VOD and do this video, I suddenly got blocked from using Superview in the UK. I don't know why it is. I would like to know why, but we'll see what happens. I know there was something about TNT Sports covering it in the UK, but pretty sure that's been in all season, so how come it's only now where this loophole is being closed up? Either way, folks, thanks so much for watching and joining. I hope that I feel better soon so that I can talk more about the world of racing in a more me style. But till then, it's bye for now.